And welcome to another edition of our treatment of the International Sunday School lesson. Today's lesson is entitled, The Lord is King, and it's taken from Psalm 10, verses 12 through 18. And today's lesson is for January the 5th, 2025, winter quarter, lesson number 6. Now, I want to wish everyone a very happy new year. Today's lesson is on Psalm 10. Psalm 10 is combined with Psalm 9 and the Septuagint. Originally, the two psalms were one psalm in the ancient Tanakh. Ptolemy II Philadelphus, the Greek pharaoh of Egypt, sent 72 Hebrew translators, 6 from each of the 12 tribes of Israel, from Jerusalem to Alexandria, to translate the Tanakh from the biblical Hebrew into Koine Greek for inclusion in his library. The two psalms were separated after the Greek Septuagint was translated from the original Hebrew. So every chapter in Psalms after Psalm 9 does not match between the Septuagint and later versions. That sounds like a trivial piece of information unless you have my experience. I had a horrible time when I was trying to learn Greek and comparing the 110th Psalm in English and the Septuagint. I was expecting the words to match and wasn't good enough with Greek to catch it was a completely different psalm. Anyway, the 9th and 10th psalm were originally one psalm. Also, both the 9th and 10th psalm use an acrostic pattern. Each verse starts with the next Hebrew letter. However, these do not make it to the end of the 22-letter Hebrew alphabet. Psalm 10:12. Arise, O Lord, O God, lift up your hand, forget not the afflicted. God never forgets the afflicted and the poor. It may seem like no one sees their problems, but God does. We should follow the example of the Almighty. We should not overlook the afflicted. The prophet Isaiah questioned the folks at his day with the way they treated the down and out. He said in Isaiah 3:15, "What do you mean by crushing my people, by grinding the face of the poor, declares the Lord, God of hosts." Psalm 10:13 and 14. Why does the wicked renounce God and say in his heart, "You will not call to account"? But do you see for your note mischief and vexation, that you may take it into your hands? To you the helpless commits himself. You have been the helper of the fatherless. There have been plenty of folks that believed they would be getting away with all their evil. The folks that lived before the flood, they thought Noah was foolish building that ark until the rain started falling. Pharaoh thought he was getting away with keeping the children of Israel in bondage until that night when the firstborn died. Sin is blinding. It seems that the darkness is everywhere we look now. Let's all try to be the light in the world around us. There's a day of reckoning in our world. Keep your lamps all trimmed and burning. Psalm 10:15. Break the arm of the wicked and evildoer. Call his wickedness to account until you find none. Here the imagery is graphic. To break one's arm means to destroy his power. It's not talking about literally breaking the arm. The psalmist is praying that God would destroy the power of the wicked. That power may be cultural, political, or financial. It does not matter. Just break the power of the wicked. Psalm 10 and 16. The Lord is king forever and ever. The nations perish from his land. God is the ruler for time everlasting. Earthly power comes and goes. Wealth comes and goes. Fame comes and goes. But God sits on the throne for all time with infinite power and authority. Psalm 10, 17 and 18. O Lord, you hear the desire of the afflicted. You will strengthen their heart. You will incline your ear to do justice to the fatherless and the oppressed, so that man who is of the earth may strike terror no more. We should be on the side of the widow and the orphans. James says in James 1:27, religion that is pure and undefiled before God is this: to visit orphans and widows in their affliction, and to keep yourself unstained from the world. God is on the side of the widow and orphan. We should be on their side also. If we are not on their side, then we are not living for God. A couple of concluding thoughts. One, God is on the throne forever. He is all powerful. Two, he looks out after the afflicted, the widow, and the orphan. If we want to be on his side, then we should be on their side too. Well, friends, good Lord willing, I'll be back with you next weekend.